Today, we're gonna be doing something a little bit different from normal. Essentially, this is what we got. You can see they're not perfect. There's some nails, there's some cuts and chips. But the plan is to make a segmented So we got all these sanded up nice, so they're smooth. We have to do that because OSB's, it's pretty rough, so if we didn't, we'd have a pretty crappy looking product. You know, every time I do a big glue up, I always wish I had more clamps. Let me know what you think. How is this gonna turn out? I bet you it's gonna be a really wacky piece, because if you look at this, like that's super weird. Super cool too. Actually, I think I'm gonna do some like boxes with this, so let's do a sneak peek. We'll just rub in a little bit of that tung oil. I think that would make a pretty neat box, don't you? Everything is dry. We also did a bit of a test with some different types of stain. It looks interesting. I'll probably make something out of this, like a box, but I don't know. We'll see how the bowls look first. These are what we're gonna use to make the bowl. We're probably gonna do a set of 2. And we'll cut the rings the same way you've seen me do in the last segmented bowl video. But this piece, we're just gonna stash. See that again in a future video. That was a lot of cutting, but we got our milk crate full of stuff here. Now comes the glue up side of things, so we're gonna take all of this stuff and turn it into those. Next step is to take them out of the clamps tomorrow and then cut and glue. That's mostly what this segmented turning is just cutting and gluing with the side of sanding. Folks, I can't believe I'm doing this right now. Like I'm actually making a turning project out of particle board. It's gonna be awesome, I think, in the end, because I'm gonna cut these into hopefully 3s, because as you can tell right now, like that is way too tall. So if I cut it into 3s, it'll be about that tall. Well, probably even shorter, actually. And then I'll have 3 really nice bowls. So we just ran everything through the drum sander, and apart from making everything a dusty mess, it gives us a really nice smooth finish. These are gonna be still, like, pretty big bowls, pretty deep. Now, as you guys can see, we have our clamps ready. It's clamp, I don't know, it's probably a strong word for it. Literally a piece of all thread through a table. I'm really worried about this project. Leave a comment now so that you can look back on it at the end of the video and like laugh. There's probably a high likelihood this is gonna blow up on the lathe. This material, like I had a couple rings break when I was sanding it because it like fell off the table and just hit the floor. And normally with the wooden rings, sometimes it'll break, but not all the time. How many rings did we have again? I think we said 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 rings, 16 pieces of ring. Will be like 176 or 180-ish piece bowls. I can't believe how centered that came out. Like that is bang on. That never happens. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the tear out, just awful. Which is kind of what we expected. So we're just using a 36 grit sanding belt for knives. And it's taken decent care of it. As expected, the OSB is not turning very nicely, and it is fighting us pretty much the whole way. We tried the other bowl. I hope I can glue this back together. We're gonna try that. Maybe I'll be able to finish them. I guess you always gotta look on the bright side. It's stronger now than it was before I broke it. The nice thing about when stuff like this does happen on the lathe is it's usually fairly easy to repair because it rips itself out, and so it's pretty easy to align it and get it to go back together perfectly. It'd be kind of sad to have to sell these. It's been such a struggle to make them. But yeah. OSB is really, I hate working with it, so I kind of knew it was going to be one of these projects. It's annoying because I've just broke this one off twice, and this one I've broke off, no, this one's the one I can't remember. I've had to glue these things back on either 3 times on one and 1 on the other, or maybe it was 2 and 2, I can't remember, because this material is not very strong. Going forward, maybe stabilizing it in some kind of epoxy would be the best way forward. We got super lucky on this one because we were literally done when it ripped off. All we had to do was sand. So I just went in there, touched this up, clean off any glue spatter, and it looks like it'll be pretty good now. So on to sanding the inside. We were just about to get to work on the second one. We threw it on the lathe and started turning, and we ripped the faceplate off again. So this is like number 3 or 4. Next one. Bye. I wonder if this thing still runs.